Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy, the Strongest Wizard, and tonight is indeed fight night, and we have another OP05 match here for you guys. We have my boy Endeavor on the left-hand side rocking out that Sakazuki, as well as Twitter on the right-hand side with that brand new Enel. Now, I do have to mention something before we get into this, is that this version of Enel is the Starve version, and the reason why I say it's the Starve version, what that means is that this Enel leader is not going to be attacking this Sakazuki anytime soon. The purpose of this deck is essentially to keep Endeavor's life very healthy, and so that by the time you start throwing down Yamatos, you're actually removing 4 cost, 5 cost bodies very efficiently, and as well as starving Endeavor of cards from his life. So usually the hand size is pretty small. So getting into this here, we do see the 4 cost Kuzan coming down, and my boy Twitter already showing the Starve tactic coming into play, dropping that 5 cost Geratsu here to pop the 4 cost Kuzan. 4 cost Kuzan is extremely good in this matchup, just good in yellow, but it unfortunately did go down. So we see the 7k swing and then passing turn with that Borsalino. Now I do have to already mention, we're already about a minute and 30 in, and Twitter only has 2 life. It's gone that crazy. This Starve deck just dropped the 7 cost Enel that has rush and chose not to attack. Just to let you guys know what kind of time we on right now. So we're going to swing 6k into life. He's going to go ahead and take it and minusing 1 here to actually bottom deck the Geratsu and passing turn. Not really attacking with the Borsalino, keeping it nice and healthy. He doesn't want it to be another target to get into. So now if Twitter wants to actually do any damage, he has to attack life. He cannot attack characters, and this is the exact way you're supposed to play around it. But now we see the 8 cost Katakuri to bottom deck the Borsalino, probably the worst case scenario for this currently, because we're not swinging the Borsalino, we're only swinging with that Sakazuki. So we need to find bigger and larger characters to throw down, because if Twitter here were to throw down another Geratsu, as long as it's a 5 cost or lower, it's gonna die here. So let's see exactly if Endeavor has any tech against this matchup, or possibly just how he proceeds, because obviously 2 big bodies, we want to start removing some of these. Obviously Sakazuki's very, very good at doing so. So we're gonna go ahead and do -2 with that Great Eruption, making it a 6 cost character, a 6 cost Katakuri, and let's see here if we can actually bottom deck it or possibly do something like that. So I did mention it is 6 cost, and that's generally a good start. Now at this point of the game, with Twitter being already at 1 life, you never really want to attack unless you're kind of going for game, because they're gonna be cycling through their cards, trashing the 1Ks for a 2Ks, or trashing some of these dead cards in these matchups for no apparent reason. So we see the Rebecca here dropping down the Barto and then dropping the Sabo to protect the entire board, draw 2 and trashing 2, and we're actually going to trash a 2K counter being that Tsura, and I'm not sure what the other card was. So we did see a 5k swing in Raul. Twitter here trashing the Thunderbolt to recover 1. So we see a 5k swing going into that 3k character. Not sure why exactly Endeavor ended up doing that. He should have just kept it in his hand. But we do see the Linlin here having him decide and actually allowing him to recover. A bit of an interesting choice here, but let's see if it pays off or it makes sense. I guess he's just afraid that he, and Twitter's having too many big characters. At a certain point, he's afraid that he's going to go too aggressive too fast. So kind of keeping his life healthy. I mean, Sakazuki's a 4 life leader if you did not know. And the reason you might not know is because Endeavor currently has 5 life. So kind of crazy. Of course, we are currently sitting on our 10 Dawn turn. Now, a lot of really good cards in this matchup that help. Some of the tech that not too many people are playing that does really help is actually the 9 cost Mihawk, as well as that 10 cost Kuzan. 2 really good cards in this matchup, and another one is 10 cost Kaido. 10 cost Kaido, when your opponent has 2 or less life, you actually get to draw 4 cards. So hopefully we get to see some of that new tech coming in to fight this matchup, because I do think this is Sakazuki's worst matchup. Not Enel in general, but just yellow in general. I think yellow generally has an easier time against Sakazuki, just because once you play most yellow cards, they already get immediate value. Cards like 7 cost Big Mom, 10 cost Big Mom, Katakuri, instant value. So we're going to see the Ice Age here, making that Linlin at 2 cost and bottom decking it with the Hound Blaze, swinging 8k into life. He's going to go ahead and take it here, tapping 2 for that brand new searching top 3 for a Navy card, hitting 3 possible targets. Most likely here going to grab the, looks like he's going to grab the 3 cost Hina here, some more removal and dropping another Borsalino and swinging 7k into life actually. I do at this point obviously disagree. We do not want to swing with our leader, but it just gives him another target. So I think the reasoning here is that if he wants to 9 cost him once again, it's going to kind of take him a lot of work, and if he ends up actually playing the Yamato, he's actually able to remove the Sabo because it's a 5 cost and currently there's 6 life on the board. So we are going to see a 6k swing into that Sabo. He's going to go ahead and block it with that Rebecca. Now I'd imagine we see a 8k swing going into that 6k Sabo. Or if he wants to get immediate value, I'd imagine Twitter just drops the Yamato now to pop it. But no, we are going to see the 8k swing going into that Sabo. Are we going to see a 9 cost Yamato? Actually not. He's actually going to go ahead and tap 7 for another 7 cost Big Mom here, trashing the top life, which is going to be that Rob Lucci. Rob Lucci, not too good at this state of the game, just because you have to pop a 2 and a 1 cost. That's a lot of cost to reduce in order to do that. You're most likely popping 1 at a time, but we are going to see a 6k swing going into life, minusing 1 cost and that Charlotte Katakuri, making him a 7 cost character. Now he's going to go ahead and take it using possibly a trigger. No, we use leader ability here to trash 1 card to recover 1 card. Very good here, and then dropping the Mihawk to bottom deck that 8 cost, that 7 cost character there, using leader ability here to trash the Hina to draw 1 card. Now this is actually really good for Endeavor just because that 9 cost will put in work and it most likely won't die. And to be honest, I feel like it's pretty safe to swing into. I know he'd have to dedicate some dump, but we are going to see that Yamato coming down to pop that Borsalino and passing turn. My man Twitter has not attacked lead in a very long time. Endeavor is at 4 life from essentially is when he started, same amount of life here, and Twitter is going to build an army so that by the time he's ready to go, he'll have a full powered board of Yamatos, I'd imagine. But we are going to go ahead and tap 2 here for that brand new, seeing 2 Hound Blazes as well as a Great Eruption. And this one's kind of difficult because Great Eruption gets you another card, but Hound Blaze allows obviously for some removal. The question is, do you have the cost reduction cards to get there? Which is actually really important. So I guess him grabbing the, he's actually gonna end up switching most likely here, thinking about his turn a bit more. This is not tournament play, so it's just more so practice for this today's regional or this past weekend's regional, however you want to look at it, and that's the LA Convention Center regional. So we're going to use the Manshare here, dropping the Manshare, using ability here to says to rest this character, put 2 cards at the bottom of the deck and grab a 3/5 cost black character, and it's gonna be the Rebecca, dropping Rebecca here to grab replace the character and then throw down the Hina to make that Big Mom a 3 cost, swinging into life for 5, reducing it back to 2 costs only. So that's a 2 cost Big Mom, and we're actually going to use the Hound Blaze here on that Mihawk, and this is a huge swing here, and we're going to see the Shiroshi coming down, drawing 3, trashing 2. It looks going to be, it's going to be that 5/7 vanilla. You don't see that vanilla happen too often, as well as that Shiroshi, and using leader ability here to trash 1 to recover 1 more, and passing turn. Yeah, not swinging with the Borsalinos. There's too many big characters on the board. Now, I will tell you something, that Hina is definitely going down. We are going to see a 5k swing going into Hina. You're going to have to waste so many resources to keep that alive. We have these 7 costs as well as a 9 cost Yamato up, and if we see another Yamato coming down here, that's another target to remove. Now, this isn't a bit of a interesting situation. We are most likely going to see a 9k swing going into the 9k Mihawk, most likely, and that's an easy 1k counter, of course, or he ends up trashing the Rebecca, but no, we actually going to see the Giratsu to remove the Rebecca regardless. We don't need another Yamato right now. We are still very safe, and we are going to see a 11k swing going into that Mihawk, and we are going to protect it because that is one of the one of our best cards here. But we have 3 done open. Are we going to commit fully and swing 10k into that character? No, we actually drop a 1k blocker, Brule. Yes. She did slip my mind, that character. We don't see Brule's, too much now anymore, but it looks like we're gonna tap 5 here for a Sabo. Now he ends up doing this now because in case he hits a Thunderbolt in life, he wants to be prepared that he doesn't die. Now with that Brule on the board, I imagine it's there to protect his 3rd life essentially, because once he takes that life, he recovers another one, then he takes that life as well, and then at that point he would just go ahead and do that. But we are going to see looks like a 10k swing into the Yamato. I don't really agree with that. I mean, I get it, but I don't know. That's kind of tough. And the issue is that Endeavor only has like 3 cards. Yes, 3 cards exactly in his hand. And we are going to see the nasty 2 million volts here, making an AK swing going to that Borsalino. Unfortunately, it does go down. You hate to see it. The question is Twitter ready to finally attack life? I mean, it's been on everyone's mind. Are you going to go for game now? Is it time? Do you feel comfortable enough to give Endeavor possibly 3 to 2 cards in his hand? I mean, he has a 6k body, a 9, the Enel. I mean, he's got a lot of cards. But no, it is not time. We're actually going to put down the Katakuri, giving Endeavor another life as he just took 1 away. So Endeavor's still at 4 life, and we're going to see a 6k swing into that Giratsu, relieving some pressure and then bottom decking the A-cost Katakuri, using leader ability here to trash the Rob Lucci to draw 1 card in passing turn. Now we have relieved a little bit of pressure as well as built another big body, and those Mihawks are going to do wonders for you later in the game. Now I know what you're thinking, Wizard, we're 12.5 minutes in, please end this misery and pain. Well, if it's bad for you, how do you think Endeavor's feeling? Alright, so we are going to see another 9-cost Yamato, not removing anything, just setting up another big body and another life. Yeah, we currently have 2 Yamatos. We're going to swing 7k into life here. I'd imagine we just take it because really, why not? We have a blocker, we have a ton of cards in hand, and we see that 4-cost Kuzan get a little bit of cycle going, drawing 1 card, possibly removing another card later down the line. Now, it looks like he's kind of going through his trash a little bit. He has a ton of cards, grabbing that Rebecca and not playing anything and passing turn. Now, I think it is extremely important at this point of the game, and even midway, you probably aren't putting anything down for Rebecca unless you're trying to play Hina to remove something. And when you have 2 Yamatos plus that Enel just staring at us, it's kind of daunting. And guys, we see another Yamato. We are currently at 3 Yamatos, removing that Kuzan, and at this point we're popping 6k bodies, 6-cost characters, and we're gonna see a 6k swing, and we're gonna go ahead and tap 4 for another Rebecca, as you guessed it. What is Endeavor gonna grab here that might help him? And it's gonna be that Borsalino. Now this I really agree with, because now if he throws down that Borsalino, it is completely protected. There's no way for him to remove it, which is obviously extremely important in this matchup. And we are going to tap 5 here for a Sabo, and this is the best possible answer that we have here, able to give protection to all of our characters. Now I do think it was a little maybe too preemptive. I think we should have waited 1 more turn, dropping that Borsalino instead this turn, then the following turn maybe dropping the Sabo. It's kind of tough though. It's kind of tough. We are currently sitting at 10 down, but yes, we finally see a 5k swing going into life. Now, I feel like Endeavor probably is going to go ahead and take this. He only has X amount of cards in his hand, not too many, but we actually see the Hound Blaze to bounce the Brule back to hand. Not too bad, honestly. It's another 1k counter back in Twitter's hand. I don't think he really minds that. Plus, he gives him room to play another character so that he's not completely wasting the Brule if he has to replace a character. So we're going to see a 9k swing going into life, and Endeavor's going to take it here, dropping another 2. We see another 9k into life, and we actually see the Rebecca block here. Another 9k life with another possibly a Rebecca block. I feel like if you really want the card, you can take it. Other than that, you don't really need to. And yes, we see the 9k swing with the Enel blocking with the Rebecca. And how many are we going to tap here? What are we going to play down? We're tapping 4 for a Sanji and passing turn. Now he doesn't probably play the Brule because he doesn't need to. He doesn't really need to. He has a good amount of cards. It looks like obviously the hand is a little bit off camera, but it looks like he might have like 6 or 7 cards in his hand. And we are going to start swinging, guys. 9k into life. He's going to go ahead and block it with the Sanji. Doesn't want all that smoke. So we are still currently at 6 Dawn. And guys, that is 11 cards in his hand. We just counted, showing us the camera. The man's got the sauce. 9k swing going into life. He's probably just baiting us here, but no, we see the Thunderbolt. This is soul crushing, and actually Endeavor just scoops it up here, and Twitter takes it. Thank you guys so much for checking out this channel. This is video, and stay tuned because I have a ton of new OP05 content coming out soon. See ya.